Okay, so last time, where the fuck am I? Um, Here we go. Last time you guys did some prepping, some more research, some feat getting, some people watching, some mini gaming. A few of you did a bit of crafting, um, but just kind of spent the day chilling in the city. Taking your time to kind of lay the groundwork. You heard a couple scary stories, some less scary, some more. Um, and my understanding is basically decided that you want to go check out this apparently haunted house on the coast of the Emerald Coast. There is a individual house marked on the regional map that you guys have speculated it is, but you haven't gotten specific directions from anybody as to where or what exactly this place is that you've heard a few things about. But you spent the day yesterday just kind of hang out, like I said, and then we ended the session with you guys going back to the tavern where Carter's favorite tavern. Hold on, let me. Oh yeah, the
Salty Spittoon.
Salty Spittoon. Yes, Carter's favorite tavern. And you went to bed, and you woke up the next day, and yeah, here you are again. Where are you going? What are you gonna do?
There was a map at the tavern, right? Or am I just misremembering?
Wait, specifically about Tavern? No.
No, but it depends. What kind of map are you looking for?
Well, I don't know. We just know that the house is on the coast, right?
I would say, you especially, Vols, like you have a map, the Emerald Peninsula map. Like you have.
Oh, okay.
That is something that you have.
Would I be able to find one of the guys we were talking to previously and just like say, hey, like we were looking to find that house. Do you have a general location of where it might be along the coast? I mean, we know it's like on the way to Rest Haven, correct?
On
That's
the
about
Rest
it.
Haven outpost.
The outpost.
The town south of Rest Haven, that little village. Yes, yeah, it's easy enough to find one of the sailors who was about for the story, at least. Yeah, you go up to a group of them, and they actually pull up their own map and they point it out and they go, "Yeah, right here, actually. Yeah, I don't know if you were here for the story last night, but old alchemist used to live there, and before he went crazy and started, burning sailors and shit, he was actually a regular trading post. That's part of the reason why it's marked on the map. He was quite a large purchaser of goods, and also he would make things that people wanted. So we'd stop there just for him. So we became a location that we mark on our maps. And yeah, it's that's the place.
I see. I don't remember the mention of this alchemist coming up in conversation last night. Do you know anything more about him other than obviously you guys used to trade with him? Sounds like.
I don't really know much. I mean, I know he was a prolific trader, and then I guess eventually he just started going crazy, and he hired out some pirates and would capture sailors and then torture them, I guess, and I don't know, light them on fire. That's where the ghost ship came from. It's his experimenting on the sailors. I don't know what triggered it. If I can't even. I mean, it was some 20 years ago now, so I can't remember exactly. Feels like it was just one day we woke up and then heard story of a ship had gone missing, and we were like, oh, pirates, they're a normal thing. But
Do I hear this?
Are you
I was gonna say, are you
there?
Because I thought, aren't we all in the Isn't this still
I
the tavern?
I assume so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um.
I'll just pop in and just like, how many? Excuse me. Sorry. How many years ago was this that he started losing it?
A little over 20, like I said.
20 over so years.
Oh. Hmm.
Also, just to let you guys know, part of his, the tale that was shared yesterday was the fact that they killed the alchemist, and you know they finally took him down in his own house, and then
Mm-hmm.
the rumors had stopped for a while, and then all of a sudden now the rumors are back at it again.
Okay. Inspiration for remembering the story. Yeah, that's exactly. That's about right.
So
I never met the guy. I steered clear of it once bad things were happening. I was never in contact with them. I think I was on one of the ships that had stopped there, but it wasn't like we wouldn't stop there and spend days resting. It was just kind of a stop in and out on the way. I don't know. I mean, he was an alchemist. He's creepy. He was always creepy. I feel like there was always people who thought he was creepy, but he was rich, and it's kind of all that we care about: merchants, traders, all that.
Raider.
I missed a story about a ghost ship because I was upstairs. Damn.
Indeed you did. There was a lot of story times going on here.
I remember the story about the ghost ship. I don't remember the alchemist from the last time.
They're connected.
Oh, okay.
You were
Yeah,
drunk.
like V literally said from the story. The ending of the story was they went to the house, they sailed to the house, and they killed the alchemist.
Mm. Did you mention that he started burning bodies?
Are you asking me as a DM, or you're asking the sailor?
As the DM.
Yeah, that was. Remember the ghost ship that was part of the
People
thing
on
was
fire.
the people were on fire. Yeah.
Oh, that. Okay. Yeah, I remember that part.
Yeah, that's why, because that was what the theory was, that he would send out pirates, he would capture sailors, he would bring them in, and then he would experiment on them,
Mm.
and
Oh,
being an alchemist, and
it could be.
then
Maybe he was falsely accused, and now his spirit has come back for revenge.
maybe that's some people's. I mean, some people think that he wasn't falsely accused and he actually did it, and he still came back for revenge.
Oh, that's true.
that's kind of the going theory. Is that he's after all this time, he, I don't know, escaped from hell or some shit, and he's back to
Incredible.
extract his revenge on those who killed him.
That's why we, a new adventuring party of fresh faces, are going there instead of any other sailors and stuff. Though if he kind of like looks over at Vols, and then like, well, we do have some sailors, but I don't think they were around here at that time, causing stuff to happen.
When you guys have sailed around that area, is there anything like you should watch out for? Like any sort of weird like weather patterns or
The fog, that's the one.
okay.
I'll get you.
A fog,
Wait.
and if we go by ship, watch out for
Yeah,
the smell of sulfur. Because
yeah,
once you smell it, it's too late, and the ship
exactly.
will come after you.
The smell of salt or burning flesh, or the screams, burning men. Generally speaking, I would be worried if I heard or smelt any of those things.
Yo, Burning Man's out here.
Oh, Burning Man?
God damn.
Take 5 seconds damage for making the same joke as last time.
Dang it.
All right.
Well, there we go.
Yeah,
Good to just refresh my memory.
It's only been a week.
it's true.
Yeah, I have a bad memory.
I think
can
the only
tell.
wasn't
Fair enough.
sarcasm.
Same handshake.
DM, since it's described as a dex save instead of an attack roll, I'm guessing I wouldn't have to make an attack roll with holy water.
Correct.
Okay. Just want to make sure because I'm like I don't want to like throw it and then have to like ends up like a grenade just landing right in front of me.
No, it has a distance, I believe, specified.
20 feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Oh, I do have one more question for any of the sailors.
Hmm.
Is there any tale of any survivors from being possibly experimented on?
No one from being experimented on, but back in the day, there were a couple of people who had made it back. That was when we first figured out exactly what was going on. Ships who had been raided by pirates, and well, I guess we don't know that they were raided by pirates technically. A ship would show up would be spotted just kind of moored at on the coast every once in a while, and we'd sail up to them and see what's going on. And there might, every once in a while, there was one or two people left on board, just kind of knocked out.
Mm-hmm. And they were missing their memories, if I recall
Yeah.
correctly.
Exactly.
Wait a minute. V looks over at Vols. Is your memory all right? I'm just kidding.
As a
wait,
character,
I'm
maybe,
sorry,
but
that
as
was
a
totally
player,
wrong.
not
That
so
was
much.
that was recently. That's been going on.
Oh yeah, that is
Oh.
true.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the
That
reason.
was the current. That was the current.
That's how
Experience.
they know that it's
Yeah, yeah.
resurfaced.
Yeah.
Okay.
But people surviving originally, no, I don't think there was. No.
Gotcha.
Well, I think we've got our location. We've got a few little helpful tips there, and I know we spent a good bit preparing some things for this trip. So, all team ready to go get our horses back and.
We did decide we're going at it on land.
And you
I
didn't
don't think
decide
so.
last time, but
I was gonna say.
Sounds good to me. I don't think we should buy a boat if we don't need to.
Oh, we don't have to buy a boat, but
Yeah, especially if we end up taking a boat and crashing into a flaming ship. I know one way or another we'd end up paying for the boat, either in repairs or whatever.
Yeah.
But
We're
we
already
already have the
responsible for the horses.
that's right.
I'm sure horses cost less than a boat.
true.
All right.
Unless we made a horse boat. Anyways.
Don't bring that back up.
Oh, the horse canoe?
That's
Yeah.
the one.
Oh my god.
Now that I remember very distinctly.
All right. I think first of all, I've got 3 vials of holy water. Maybe we could who do you think would actually make a use out of it? I think I'll take one since usually if there's no one to heal, I can do a little bit of damage with this. Got 2 others up for grabs. You don't need to, they're pretty light, so you don't have to worry about not being strong enough to throw it.
I guess I'll take one.
All right, here you go.
Holy water.
Holy water, you have holy water.
Starts downing the holy water.
Ah,
I am the holy.
it makes you resistant to undead, right?
That's how that works, right?
Yeah, probably something for like a minute or like 10 minutes or something, so it's probably not as effective.
Well, gotta look around. Well, if there's no takers, I won't disagree to holding on to 2 of them.
I think that would be pretty fair.
Okay. Anyone else got something they want to do before we leave?
All good on my end. Been working on a few things, but ready to go.
I'm fine to go.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. As we then of course, and I open up the door and billow my cloak, and then take out my quarterstaff, pointing it up. Adventure awaits.
Passion.
Maybe he's just walking by.
Yeah. What are we called again? Wormwood Warriors. Let's go.
Wormwood Warrior.
Let's do it.
I don't know what you're calling it.
Okay, well, you guys head out. You gather your horses, and ride towards the location that was pointed out on your map.
Oh,
It'll take a little bit less than a day on horses if you follow the road. So,
follow the road
setting
we
out in the
go.
morning shouldn't be too bad. Is there anything that any of you want to do before or during the travel or talk about while you're on your way?
On the road.
Anyone got any experience fighting undead, just in case?
Yeah, all of us.
Besides the dungeon, no.
Yeah, I guess it'll just probably end up like that. But, you know, we might run into a little bit different ones. The ones in the dungeon were skeletons? Or was there also a... There was also a banshee, wasn't there? I might be
believe so.
misremembering it.
That one was very mean to you guys. It kept going through you and like taking away your life energy and stuff like that. That one was not great.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Would Kurze know of any other... From the... I'll basically say, like, hey, Vols, or actually V, since you seem to know the story pretty well. Could you retell it for me if you can?
The
Sailor story?
The sailor story.
Ah, that's right, because you weren't a part of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then proceeds to retell the story.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you actually
yeah.
want me to retell it for you?
I was gonna say, I know Matt was there. It's like, oh, you know, Kurze, you weren't there.
There, but not
Hopefully
there.
Matt was.
Yeah.
Okay. However, a little addition to that, yeah, I'll tell you the story, but I want to look for some more alchemy supplies while we're out and about, so don't distract me too much with that.
I mean, we're gonna be on horses, so I don't know how easily you'll be able to pick them out.
You spot them from far away, you go over, lean off the side of your horse, and pick them up.
Okay. Fair enough.
Plus,
and
it's more
then
fun that way.
yeah. Based on Kurze's stories, if you would know of based on Kurze's knowledge of maybe some ghost stories, maybe what kind of undead that would be sparked from being out of either falsely accused or just feeling vengeful.
Go ahead and make a history or religion check.
Okay. Dun, dun, dun. I will do. I'll do history. Okay, 18.
Undead being vengeful. I mean, undead are kind of like definitionally vengeful. But I guess specifically with regard to somebody who is killed coming back, I mean, somebody being killed is definitely one of the hallmarks, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you are killed by typically someone, it's typically something. It's the killing is it's kind of the inclusion of like intent or of some sort of emotion attached to it typically. So whether that be a real or perceived emotion. So for example, if somebody feels like they were slighted or if they were wronged or if like even if like for example if somebody was killed by bandits in cold blood, right? The bandits didn't have an intent to be malicious beyond just being dick bandits, but you know, a humanoid or otherwise sentient figure might become an undead because of the perceived injustice, basically, or injustice. Certainly, it's not limited to like those who are in the moral right being wronged, right? I mean, it can be people who were bad people who were killed by good people, and those bad people, sometimes the negative emotions that they fostered in their life can kind of bleed over and almost lead them to be more likely to be undead. It's also not something that's just like a willy-nilly kind of thing that just happens, right? I mean, typically when undead are created, it either has to be a very for it to be a matter of mere circumstance or emotion that creates an undead. It typically has to be of quite a strong, like a very intense amount of emotion. It typically is something that is tied to a ongoing relationship or something like that, betrayal or you know, an intentional, malicious, premeditated killing of some kind, those kinds of things. Otherwise, I mean, I was gonna say otherwise you'd have ghosts everywhere, and like, and be clear, in my world, undead are not like uncommon. Like undead are it's not like everybody goes around encountering undead, but you know, undead are as much of a normal threat as like any other monster. They're not like this mystery of, you know, people don't believe in ghosts. I mean, I mean, it's not like people don't believe in ghosts. I mean, there may be some, you know, there are flat earthers in our world, right? So, you know, people will believe anything. But
Is it
generally
like
speaking,
is it like Jinzik not believing in the afterlife while being dead in the afterlife?
exactly. Yeah.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's exactly right. but
It's kind
I
of
mean,
like
there's
something
nothing.
that might break news in the local area, just like, oh, ghosts have
Exactly. Yeah, it's
with
like,
that.
ghost spotted. It's
Mm.
newsworthy, but it's newsworthy because it's dangerous. It's not newsworthy because it's like, whoa,
Unheard of.
ghosts, they're real.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Or it might be newsworthy in a rural area because it's normally peaceful, and so
Right.
a threat is a threat. Any type of threat is something exceptional.
Yeah, but bottom line, you don't have to be something someone special to come to become a ghost.
You certainly don't have to be, but I
No.
would say typically it's more likely when magic is involved, and it's more likely when you're somebody involved in something, or your death is something that occurs in a um, course of events that leads up to your death, right? I mean,
Mhm.
the more emotional significance to your death, the more likely it is that occurs.
Yeah, it's almost like an area is being consistently painted with just these harsh emotions.
Exactly.
And the kind of the final part of it is almost like the capstone of it.
Yeah.
Okay. And do types of undead, is there any like meaning behind, why someone might become one type of undead or another?
Yes, certainly. Yes. Yes. There are. I would have to read off of
Yeah.
I don't have those pre-written. I mean, I do.
That's fine, that's fine.
Generally speaking, like there are reasons why certain people become certain undead. Like in the monster manual, those are things. Like that's a thing that exists, and I would say by default that's generally true. Though some things are too specific. But I mean, if you have a specific question about a specific type of undead, I can talk about that. But
it's like,
The
do
burning
I
kind.
think basically a revenant, like someone that do I think a revenant might emerge from the sort of story that I have heard?
pause while I read about revenants.
Yeah. So I try to figure out, because I heard a story about
certainly.
it.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool.
Sure. Crawls its way back to the world to seek revenge against the one who wronged it. Yeah. I mean, I would probably strike out the fact of it having to be an undeserved fate, right?
Yeah.
But certainly that, I think, a cruel or a especially, I would maybe take out cruel and say, and especially, what would you say? Violent?
Yeah. Especially brutal or violent.
Yeah, brutal. Perfect word. Brutal or undeserved. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Huh. I don't know. I mean, I suppose if undead warriors, remember how to fight, then it wouldn't be too out of question to have an undead alchemist know how to like whip up things to light people on fire.
Yeah, I feel like that's a fairly familiar thing, especially with what's that fire thing called? Alchemy's flame.
Alchemist's fire.
Alchemist's fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alchemist flame, alchemist fire. That's a fairly common thing. Heck, even I know how to make something like that. It's a very basic kind of thing to be able to make. So even a zombie could do it.
Ooh, what if the twist is that the unfinished business isn't even to go and go against the one that killed them. It's simply to continue his work.
I could see that being a thing. Maybe he wants to make a super powerful, advanced alchemy fire and call it the alchemy flame, and he's been testing it on more unfortunate sailors that cross his path.
Even death can't stop his big hater energy. It's iconic.
I hate
It's the alchemy. It's the alchemy flare spelled without an e.
I would spell it like that.
Alchemist's Firaga.
Firaga.
Oh.
Interesting. Huh. Well,
Bless you.
True.
That was hard.
I should probably make sure that I have something that might be helpful against some fire. Oh, I mean, hey, undead fire versus holy water. I think we got a good counter.
Gosh. We should have got more free samples back while we were there.
I didn't want to overreach. I mean, I already kind of dumped a pretty big thing on them with the whole Charlotte thing. Maybe next time.
Oh.
Plus, if we come back victorious, we can just basically say like, hey, next time, give us a little more, and so that we can continue doing the good work.
Fair.
So I'm a little bit new to this whole devotee of, a goddess. It's a little formal for my liking. I feel like gods should be someone you kind of just, you kind of pay a favor towards, and, you get some favors back. Yeah, kind of like a friendship. Or even more like business. Not that
Business
I'd like
with
to
the
be a
gods.
warlock, mind you.
Imagine being a warlock. And then you must really know your patron, or whatever they're called there.
Yeah, know them by their government name.
What's your government name? The little funny numbers on the back of the card.
Well, I don't know. I suppose I'm off the grid.
I'm
since
just kidding.
I've-
You know your government name. Plus, why would V ask him that? Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So you've
I
got
don't
an
have a social
idea.
security number.
Oh. So you've got some sort of idea of what we might be up against?
We're gonna
I
be
mean,
like,
who knows?
when you said idea, I thought you were just gonna say ID, because we were just talking about fucking social
Oh my
security number.
Yes, right here, certified Ghostbuster.
Ah, classic. I should have known. So I kept asking us questions. He's like, I need to know if I have to like erase your memories, once we're done with here.
Yeah, admittedly, it's gonna be a little awkward when if it turns out that this guy didn't die and he's just been, he's just been hunkering down in his home there.
Yeah, imagine if the sailor was actually like someone that was like working with them, and his idea is to get people interested in the story, so they go over to there if they're like other sailors, and that's when the boat gets them, so they like work together. Imagine that. Ooh.
The possibilities really are endless. But, let's go and collapse those possibilities into one, and we'll find out.
All right. Anything else from anybody else?
Could we just take a quick pause? I have a question about my character sheet in Forge. It's I think I have the exhaustion effect like on me for some reason, but it's like not showing that. I wonder if I like somehow deleted exhaustion 1 somehow. Because like it's showing I only have like 10 feet of movement, for example. So I don't know if I could like fix that somehow real quick.
Hold on, pause. Let me
In
see.
effects, maybe.
So I don't. Oh, what's your? No, you should be good. I think what happened is for some reason your race fucking isn't working anymore. Isn't working, but racial speed isn't working anymore for some reason.
Forge is racist. It's just
Damn. Come on,
Yeah.
Forge. What do you have against fish people?
So what I
the
can
fact that they
do?
fish.
Hold on.
You know,
Wow.
understandable.
Let me do this. Here, 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 here.
Say they're not a fan of Mifa from Breath of the Wild.
That's okay. Sidon's cooler anyway.
But he's also a fish person, so
That's okay. Sidon's cool in my book.
not according to Forge.
Yeah, well, Forge can shove it.
Damn.
Okay, that should. Let me double check Monk and make sure this is correct and I'm not crazy. Yeah, you're level 5. You should have plus 10. Yeah, okay, you should be good now.
Okay, cool.
All right. Vols was just really slow for a second there.
Yeah, I'm like, why do I have 10 feet of movement?
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Or happen.
Cool. Well, you guys successfully make it to the your destination. I will say it is starting to be sunset now. Are you going to try and find a place to rest, or are you going to go in, or check it out at this time of
Let's do it
evening?
at night.
Yeah. What's your plan?
What does it look like as we approach?
Yeah, I would say from actually, even from a fair distance, it's easy enough to sort of get a sense of what you're looking at. It is kind of high. As you're riding along the coast, you do notice that the coast here is kind of on a cliff, and it's a rocky, quite rocky terrain. It's not like super high, it's probably a couple dozen feet. But you do see a decrepit house sitting on the cliff on the coast, kind of looking over onto the sea. It's got a waterfront property. It's a 2-story house. It appears from a distance. It does appear to be, like I said, decrepit. It is kind of falling apart. There appears to be, wear and tear. It's hard to say from a distance, but I mean, it certainly appears large enough holes in the ceiling to even, in the roof, rather, to see it from where you are. There appears to be a short stone wall, maybe a few feet high, around the entirety of the house in a slight exterior, and a metal gate that separates it from the road. From the distance you are at this point, it's kind of hard to see much else detail.
Would we notice any like signs of life or anything at this point, or we're not that close yet?
life.
You
Life,
can
yeah.
make a perception check.
Okay. Perception. 19.
19. With a 19, you do not see anything that looks like creatures moving around the house.
Okay.
Or looking for kind of a specific thing, like.
Not really.
Other
I
than
was just
that, you can let me
curious
know.
if there was like anything moving around.
Nothing moving.
Nobody's at home during the day, but at night they arrive.
Good evening.
Arise.
What's your plan?
Hmm. You're the ghost expert, Kurze.
Ghost expert. I just read some books. If anything, I kind of look over. Oh wait, but Elysia. Yeah, Elysia isn't.
Nope.
Here,
I've never read a books in my life.
Oh, missed them already.
No. Carter's got plenty of different strengths here. Carter, what do you think we should do?
Well,
If you were going to
Have
lure
you
out
ever
a
dealt with
ghost, what would you do?
undead before?
I've dealt with plenty of undead.
Inspiring.
Yeah. Generally, I just like to go in and smack them around. And I know that might not be a super popular opinion besides Seraphine.
Cut.
We don't need to sleep in there. Partly because I'm sure Alessa's gonna have a heart attack if she wakes up there. But it would at least be a good idea to look around the area right now. Just make sure that at least the rest of the area is secure.
And out and look for clues, gang.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone's spread out. Buddy system be danged.
Okay. Let's case the perimeter, see what we can notice on the outside before we go on inside.
Sure. Are you gonna go in the metal gate stone wall area, or just kind of go around around?
Let's start doing it outside in the, or actually actually no, that would be a bad idea to split the party.
I think we should just patrol the perimeter first.
Patrol the perimeter outside the gate, and then once we're done with that, go inside the gate and do a similar thing.
We can just
Sure.
Make sure we at least have an area to set up a camp.
Yeah.
Sure. What is it that you are doing to patrol the perimeter? Are you just walking around? Are you looking for? What are you looking at? What are you looking for? You said you were looking for a place to set a camp. Are you looking for a shaded area? Are you just looking to make sure that there's nothing dangerous around? What is it that you're looking for?
Well,
looking at?
I want to look to see if there are any damaged parts to the fence or holes underneath or any kind of intrusions around the perimeter. And then, yes, also just find open enough space where we could set up a camp.
Yeah. I think Vols would be looking for, continue looking for, signs of life, like broken windows, like Ethan just said, or maybe, just if there's, any peaks of movement anywhere, that he can see through a window, or, I don't know, just any sort of, I guess, kind of similarly, rough areas or areas that have been mangled or I don't know.
So I will
Anything of the
say
sort.
immediately as you get closer and as you start to walk basically up to the perimeter without a perception check even, the perimeter wall is crumbled in several places. I mean, there are several places where you could just walk over the wall, and the gate actually is not like locked or chain closed, and it kind of sways slightly in the breeze. It is effectively open. There are several broken windows. Most of the windows, in fact, are broken. And there are, certainly holes in the ceiling, and even in, some of the walls they're not like massive holes in the wall, but there are like, places where it has either deteriorated severely, where you could, light would be able to pass through during the day, or like punctures in the wall, and the stone like masonry maybe has just kind of the rain has worn it away, and there's like pores in the I don't know what they use to mortar. That's it. I was gonna say I don't know who they used to mortar stones together. Mortar is what they used, and a mortar. So I mean, as far as like evidence of it, or like things being dislodged, like you see, actually, this is actually significant also, even because the wall isn't all that high, probably 5 or 6 feet, and then in places again completely collapsed. There does appear to be a garden at one end of the house, but it is a totally, I mean, it's a dead garden. I mean, there appears to be roses that are growing on one wall, but they're untamed. There appear to be a few gardening tools that look rusted and I don't think wood gets moldy. Maybe it does. I don't know. Moss covered, maybe. Like they haven't been, they're kind of like they've been blown around in the wind. They're not like propped up against anything necessarily. I mean, on an initial glance, it looks like an abandoned home. So,
I'd like to basically look around the house, see if there's any point, if there's like maybe a chimney or even just a vent around that would be good for fumes to escape from, since this person's an alchemist.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even going to make you make a perception check for that. It's easy enough to spot a couple chimneys. Yep.
Okay.
I will also mention that there is a well near the garden as well. As well.
Would we be able to like see sort of towards the bottom of the house, like peering over the wall? Like, could we make note of like how many entrances there are?
Yeah. I mean, you can do a little perimeter search and looking around the wall. It appears. Go ahead and make me a perception check for that one.
It's funny because with the mention of like, oh, he's an alchemist and stuff, it's like, oh man, he's gonna be on the lookout for like if he has a garden for any of his alchemy supplies. It's like, oh yeah, it's all withered away. No.
That one's 21.
21, yeah, easy enough. There appears, from your searching the ground floor, to be 3 doors and dozens of windows. It is a relatively large house. It's you would probably call it a small manor, I would say.
Would it be something that that someone modestly wealthy would be able to afford?
Certainly, yeah. I mean, I'll show. Here, I'll send this image. Actually, I'll put that in notes to kind of give you a little bit of a visual.
We have eyes.
And so I would say my version of it has more surrounding land. It's not quite that cliff based, but it's the general size and state of the home.
Or in a few chimneys. There you go.
Can I check out the well?
Sure, you're gonna go inside the stone walls.
Yeah. Why not?
Okay. Yep. You take your first foray into the walls, and you see the well. Are you just gonna look down at? What are you looking
Yeah,
at?
I'm gonna look down it.
Sure, go ahead and make a perception check.
That would be.
Don't fall.
So, character sheet. It'll be 18.
18. Yeah. You peer down, and especially with your keen devil sight, which is now a type of sense. I have codified that as a type of sense, in addition to blind sight and so on. It appears to go about 30 feet down. There is water. It appears to be clean water in the well, and a bucket that looks on the sitting on top of the well. It's actually probably on the ground. The rope mostly rotted away, but remains of it that you can see. And actually looking down, you do see some the glint of small shiny objects on the bottom of the well.
Alright. Just like.
The water appears relatively shallow.
Okay,
not
I
more
was
than
like.
5 feet.
Yeah, I was like. Shiny objects, do they sort of just look like coins or?
Yeah, I mean, with an 18, you can't see exactly what they are, but they appear. Coins would make sense based on what you're seeing in the kind of the watery, unlit, especially in evening, vision that you have. They appear to be a similar size and color as you would imagine for like gold coins.
All right. But other than that, nothing particularly interesting about the well.
I mean, there's a few, it doesn't appear to be in perfect repair. It crumbles a little bit inside the well shaft, some crevices, but nothing. I mean, nothing else of note, unless there's something specific you're looking for.
Nah.
Since the garden is near the well, I'll take a look at the withered plants and see if I can identify what type of plants they are, if there's any alchemical ingredients. I can figure out what type of aspect they would have given.
Sure, yeah, you can make a nature check, and if I'm remembering correctly, you get proficiency in herbalism, you can have advantage.
Yes.
You said they were roses, right, before?
There are roses, but they're not. The roses are like climbing up the wall of the home.
Okay. Not fantastic, but we'll see. 10.
10. It's been 20 years, man. There's all sorts of plants here now, overgrown weeds and stuff. Yeah, with a 10, hard to say.
I rolled a 2 and a 3.
Ah.
I'd just be like that sometime.
Feels
Yeah.
bad.
That's his luck.
It couldn't even be a 1. Activate halfling luck.
Yeah, you got the 2 worst numbers you could possibly get.
That's a shame. I'll kind of look up, similar to what Vols was doing, kind of try to catch any movement from within.
Go ahead and, yeah, I mean, you guys can make a group perception check if you're looking for movement around and inside.
Yeah.
Just collectively.
Alright.
Oh my god. Oh, now you have to. Okay, well, actually, this is a
Oh.
good one. Oh, that's notes. No, that's...
Wow. Nice.
Observant. Hey.
Oh yeah, you have expertise now, so thanks.
Yeah.
Nice. Where the fuck is my phone? Oh, there's.
I complained and my dice answered.
They hear you. They know.
They're like, you can't tell what plant this is, but you can definitely see inside a house.
I can definitely
Yeah.
catalog every piece of furniture that is inside.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That
It's
went
hard
from
to
Kia.
see specifics, but I would say with a 30, there does appear it's not you don't necessarily hear or see anything, but you do hear movement that doesn't sound just like the wind. Sounds like the
Must have been the wind.
shuffling of something. It appears to come from higher up inside.
That must have not been the wind.
I was gonna say, is it more like a rummaging, rustling sound, or is it like a?
It's hard to say. I mean, it's I don't know if you're gonna get like that. It doesn't. I don't know if that came through.
Yeah.
You know,
But
like an arrow shot.
It's
Could I
like
make a? Could I make
it's
an
like
insight check?
something rubbing on carpet or a rather rough surface or something, or plaster or something. I mean, it's hard to say what it could be. The shuffling of boots. It could be something rolling around. It could be an animal moving around. I mean, it could be a chair scraping on the ground. I mean, anything. It's not. It's quiet and far away enough for it to be very unclear what it is. It's not like a very distinct noise. It sounds like the shifting of something across a surface. But
Does it seem? You said that it's far away enough that it would be hard to, distinguish some stuff. So I'm guessing it doesn't feel like it's like up near the window, on the second floor.
hard to say.
Hard to say. Okay. With this check, would I be able to? Would I be able to make an insight check on whether I think it's an intelligent, like whether the sound comes from an intelligent creature? Or no?
Probably not. It's No, yeah, probably not. It's
Okay.
it's so vague.
All right.
I mean, it's just you just notice that it's a noise that you have not. It is not the standard ambiance of the environment that you have been in for the past several minutes. It just is something distinct is basically
Okay.
all you get. Um, you just notice a noise that you haven't noticed in the past few minutes.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm not gonna like whisper, but I'll keep my voice down while I relay the information.
Oh. Hmm.
Just thought it was worth noting.
Hey, Lorn, what if you cast that, detect magic thing while we're looking around here?
Sure, I'll ritual cast detect magic.
I'll do it too. Might as well. You know.
sure.
I
Like,
believe I still have it prepared. Double check, but yes, I do.
Hey V, should we maybe check the doors? Wink, wink.
Oh, I feel like,
typical.
I feel like, checking the doors will be quite easy, but if you want to approach closer to the building, then we can do that.
Well, I guess were the doors all closed, right? Or like were any of them broken? You said there was 3, right?
Yes, 3 doors. None of them appear to. Yeah, none of them appear to be open. No, and they appear to be generally intact. I mean, not like in good condition, but
Yeah, yeah.
probably on the hinges.
Is there signs of life? Just like, you know, birds nearby or squirrels?
Bird.
Yeah. It's not like distinctly barren.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll ritual cast speak with animals then.
Sure. Yeah. You
Ooh.
find a squirrel. Yeah.
Hello, buddy.
Hello.
Hi. I was wondering, have you ever been inside that house over there?
Yes.
Uh, has it, uh, is there anything dangerous inside?
Yes.
No. Uh, what kind of danger?
Poison. Fall. Sharp.
You said poison fall?
Poison. Fall. Sharp.
Poison fall sharp. Hmm. Okay. Uh, 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 was, was it more dangerous up high in, like, the second floor? Or lower down?
Let me roll an intelligence check for this squirrel.
Yeah! 3 cheers!
Aye.
Aye, okay. Good to know.
I like his attitude.
Maybe. Um, we can enter the nearby locations and monsters. Is there a predator in there?
Now.
Last time you were in there, was there a predator nearby?
Has been.
Has been.
I can't believe it. It's gonna be like a cat.
Were they as big as me or bigger?
He looks at you. Looks up. This little squirrel looks up at you. Bigger.
Bigger. Okay. What did they smell like?
Very important.
They smell like. Sorry, I didn't exactly prep a squirrel, so.
Fair. No one ever expects the squirrel or the fish. Matt finds a way.
Salt, some flowers.
Wait, sunflowers or sunflowers?
Salt and some flowers.
And sunflowers.
And it's more like it's salt, and some have smelled like salt and some have smelled like flowers.
Oh, so it's like individual. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Thank you for your help. And I'll take out an acorn from my pocket and give him one.
He looks at you with the watery gratitude eyes of a squirrel and thank you, and runs away.
I'm gonna need to restock on those. Don't have too many things that a squirrel will like anymore. Just later.
Tried his best.
And I'll tell that to the group.
Hmm?
Whatever you make of it. Poison falling sharp, so definitely sounds like there could be some traps in there. Though it could just mean that there are just sharp objects and that there's a place you can fall. Poison is the interesting one. What? I wonder, is there any other doors besides the front door?
Vols, like you said, Vols found
3 doors.
3 doors. Which one is closest to the garden and well? Is it? All right. Actually, my question is there one that is, that seems like it's close to the garden and well?
Yes. Let me hold on. Yes. There appears to be one that, like a patio nearby, like a little kind of a. Everything's in disrepair, and patio in disrepair. Yeah.
I'd wager that our alchemist would want to keep his lab close to his resources so he doesn't have to, walk too far.
Oh, sorry, I was wrong. I thought so. Not a patio. There is a door though.
Patio's too nice for it.
If you to give you a sense, the shape of the house is like, I can draw it on the Emerald Peninsula. They're freehand. All right. out and okay, it's like that. And so the garden is over here.
Okay.
The front door, I would say, is here. And so the path would kind of lead up.
It's like the Teen Titans house, but not.
Like, that would be the road.
Like a Minecraft tree.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. What a nice front door.
Okay.
So there's a door kind of like in the middle of this side of the house, like right here.
I was
There's
gonna
one
say,
right here, and then there's one right here.
gonna say, me and Vols probably going through like one of the backmost doors, kind of right here, as we kind of check the door as we usually do.
Sure.
Well, on top of
Just
that,
checking.
as an excuse to use my new feet, can I also look if there's like any secret doors around the property?
Sure. Go ahead and make a perception or an investigation check.
And I get advantage on these now.
Mm-hmm.
We take that.
We'll do perception. Oh, thank God I got advantage because that was really bad. Alright, 17.
17. You do not see any secret doors on the perimeter of this home.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, you guys checking for traps and locks?
I guess so, yeah.
Can make an investigation check. I'd say only one of you can do it at a time. So.
Also, DM, where are the
Vols,
chimneys?
do you trust your investigation?
Where are the what?
Not really.
Matt?
Chimneys.
There's one here. There's one basically like at the back of each wing.
Okay.
Alright, and for my investigation, it's a good thing you didn't trust yours, Brindo, is I got a 19.
Good. Yeah, I don't have any modifier on investigation, so
That's why you brought
definitely,
V with you.
definitely better for you.
Sorry, what'd you say, V?
I got a 19 for
Yeah, the door's not
investigating.
trapped nor locked.
There you go. In fact, it looks pretty bad, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, still on the hinges, but
Cool. Also, did you ever add the Dungeon Delver feat in? Because I wasn't really seeing it on my
oh,
sheet
I
of
might
Forge.
not have made it.
That's okay. You don't have to worry about it
Visible.
now.
I mean, it's in there, so it should be visible now. All right. I should say I don't want. Earlier, when you guys asked to look for signs of life or anything, I told you you asked me about broken windows and signs of people crossing the wall, and I told you didn't have to make a check for that. But if you want to look for other things, you can always do that.
Like alchemy supplies?
If you want to look for alchemist supplies, you can. I don't know where you want to do that, but
Well, I heard that he had a garden that wasn't looking too good outside, so I don't think there's much chance outside, at least for now. Unless it's just the naturalness of the area. But inside here, not so good. Well, I guess other than the well, we ready to break and enter this place?
Oh, you said break?
All right, we'll have like half the group going through the front door, very calm like, and then rest of us will spring open through the back door over here, and
Actually,
yeah, team. Does that sound good? Me and Volt already back here.
I'm good. I think we should all stay together.
We'd never stayed together in our dungeon ambushes.
Well, yeah, that's because we had like a pretty good idea of at least what was waiting inside. We're not
We don't have
sure
a
what's
good sense
waiting
of how
inside.
far apart we'll be if we enter in different doors.
Yeah.
I will remind you. It is evening. You can do whatever you want. I just want to remember. I just want to remind you what time it is.
We all want to enter through the front door and I'll be right there. Could do that, but I'm in favor of at least a little bit of us going through another area. Plus, if it's empty on the inside, we can cover more ground exploring inside.
I mean, yeah.
But do-
I'd rather go through this door because of what I pointed out.
Also, do we want to wait till morning?
I don't know. I feel like in these situations, like, wouldn't undead be more prone to coming out during the night?
I think we want to explore before we actually deal with the undead.
I guess, yeah.
So they're not going in both blind and being attacked.
I guess it also depends on Carter. If Carter wants to be here, if Carter's okay with being somewhere else.
I do want to do it. But I also got hurt somehow earlier, and so maybe the rest would be okay.
You got hurt?
Wasn't it the psychic damage?
Oh.
Same joke. Incredible. Alright, we can look for a spot to camp then if you want.
That's fine, I guess. It's
All
best
right.
to be safe than, do something and then, be worse off for it.
Okay, you gotta find a spot to sleep for the night.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any particular area or type of area that you're looking for? Or you're just gonna kind of camp inside the walls or something like that?
I don't know. Maybe we should, even though maybe the whatever's inside there already knows of our existence. I kind of want to have something that's has a little bit of breaks sightline from it. Just
Yeah, probably head a bit further away and maybe find a nice spot with more cover.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any like small woods like surrounding the area?
I wouldn't say there's like. There are patches of trees. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Even something like that could work out.
Yeah.
A nice little tree area.
For those of you who have been to my house, like the kind of stuff that you'd see in my backyard.
Yeah.
You say yeah as the one person. Have you?
I was gonna say. I'm
I
like,
technically have been to your house, but I probably haven't seen your backyard.
Okay.
I've been in your basement. That was about it.
Oh right. I remember. Yes, I remember. You were there for MCDM thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, just as long as it's not too close.
yeah. Let's head over to a nice little
Sure.
spot of
Shed it is.
tree.
Yeah, easy enough. You're able to find a nice cozy spot and chill. Yeah. Anything that anybody wants to do before you sleep?
I'm good.
I'll just kind of sleep, facing the manor.
Sure.
That way I can see if anything changes.
Vols might make some more plushies before he actually falls asleep.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope that I'm Carter again.
Yes, you cross.
I'll see Carter doing that, and though I'm fairly confident this will have no impact, give him guidance.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh, he's seeing the system.
Does that turn the D4 into a D8 table?
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god, imagine, dude. You don't want that.
I think as for V, she's gonna get some tools out, kind of looking around at the trees, and like setting up a bedroll, and is going to attempt to make a nice little shelter.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and make a survival check.
Alrighty. Oh, alright. Yep, we're back. Gamers, we're back to natural 1.
Natural 1.
Hi! The first time for everything.
You make a Constitution saving throw.
Alright,
God.
I'll add that too. Alright. Huh? Natural 1!
Natural 1.
Yeah!
Nice.
Yeah, hey, can I just
Starting off
can
strong.
I take all that back and just I didn't say anything in the last 5 minutes. Oh boy.
Starts to build the shelter, tree falls on you.
Hold on. Let me do this first one just to make sure. So my speed is halved.
Nice.
So if that affects this Constitution save, and I am also incapacitated.
Nice. So you take 2 poison damage, and you're poisoned for what was it called the next hour. It's fine. It's not gonna matter, but just for funny, as you accidentally pick some poison ivy for your shelter.
And then just faints.
Yeah, and then go
All
for
right.
the
At
best.
the mouth. Just
It's like
This
V was
is-
so used to looking for alchemy tools that just like, all right, I'm gonna like, I've got like my smith's tools or something already. All right, I'm gonna go and make this, and then just pulls out like the alchemy tools and just like starts like hitting the tree with like a flask, and then like grabbing like some of the poison ivy, just kind of throwing it there, taking like a fork and then just like stabbing it into the tree and just falling over.
This is a bit different than the desert V.
No response. Man, I wanted to make use of one of the neat rules that I read today, and it blew me up.
I mean, I
You go.
assume you guys carry like bedrolls and stuff.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. Well, you guys all settle for the night, and unless there's anything else, you're able to simply enough take your sleep and a short rest. You wake up in the morning, alive.
Look at that.
Yay.
leave with us.
I'm not.
The sigh.
No,
No.
this is the one I want. I'm just not. I'm too sick to roleplay a Halcyon right now.
Oh.
My voice isn't going high enough.
Halcyon's feeling a little under the weather today.
I get that. Don't sleep with poison ivy.
Yeah, you just
Like the
as soon as you
DC
picked up all
character
the
or the
poison ivy,
plant?
you just like threw it to the side and it just lands on Carter, who's already passed out.
DC character, go ahead. Like,
Yeah, like
say less.
that's why I'm like, don't sleep with poison ivy. I'm like, I mean, talking about the person or the
If she's
plant,
offered,
because,
I can't, you know?
Yeah, sorry, gamers.
Isn't she a lesbian?
you know,
I wouldn't be surprised.
listen, I know she's
Don't
at the very least bi.
Hey,
Yeah,
don't
fair.
break my hopes and dreams.
There you go.
Just because she's a lesbian doesn't mean she can't be generous.
Yeah. It's true. She could be generous.
She's waiting for that special someone.
All right.
Uh,
Going to an alchemist's
Moving
mansion.
forward.
we have to go to the Minecraft. You know what? I don't even like trees anymore. Let's just go to the place.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
Side door first, then?
We could do that, especially since we were like by the front door talking about going through there, and then we can go through the side one.
Ethan, you're not a DM, right? Okay, cool.
Nope. Actually, choose yourself.
Okay. Y'all can move to the haunted house if you want.
The
Haunted
first one.
House 1.
Oh, haunted house 1.
Not going into 2 electric boogaloo.
Minecraft sound.
Interesting.
I don't like this. Looks like something out of the video game.
What do we see?
I'm already prepared.
This is the this is the well, right here.
Oh, okay.
And then, you know, this, for example, is a window.
You can tell
Question.
because it doesn't have the door icon.
Is there just nothing out, like, in this surrounding area outside the
The
block?
cliff is like out in the
Yeah.
edges, basically, and it's not.
Oh yeah, I was
Yeah.
just like, I was
Yeah.
just making sure, like, what we're seeing is
Site
like
is
the
still
border,
good.
basically.
Yeah.
If you move to the right and down, you will see the map legend. Which is
I
fine.
mean,
You guys
nice.
don't care, right?
Over there.
It's not. There's not a
Let's
map
see.
of the exterior, which is
Well,
why.
Yeah, no, but
Um,
it was mainly me just wanting to like check
Yeah.
to see if vision was working properly.
Alright.
Wow.
Uh,
There's a
Alright.
sack?
Man, I can't believe they actually spelled out well and cask on the grass.
that's so helpful.
Yeah, it's actually just
Crazy.
art, like spray painted on the ground.
I wonder what etc. is.
Let's explore that area ahead of us a later time.
Okay, Paimon.
Okay, well,
I'm free.
Alright, well, I'll have skating going, climb up to the second floor, and hop in the window.
Oh dang.
Windows are all barred. They're
Oh.
like, you know, not barred, but like,
There's the wood you
Boarded?
mentioned. Yeah.
I can't noodle
yeah,
in
but
one.
they have shutters, and they are shutters are closed.
Dang.
They were ready for us now.
Yeah,
Well, he was still going invisible.
that's fine.
Alright, I'm a little nervous to do. Okay.
You said it was not trapped and not locked, yeah?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah.
Yes.
Yep, yesterday.
I will try to
Oh.
open the door anyway.
Sure.
Okay.
It is trapped and locked.
Go ahead.
I mean, look at the state of these
All
doors.
right.
Just pull it off the hinges. But don't.
Okay, sure.
No, don't do it.
All right, I pull off the hinges.
No, God.
Walk up to the door and pull it off the hinges. Then do it. You
So,
won't.
Seraphine, I'm going to kill you.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, is
I
there
feel like
Okay.
that.
pull off the hinges thing in Forge?
Yeah, that's right.
Just
You can open
just
it.
destroy
At
the
least.
door.
There you go.
Wow.
Hey.
You pull the door off the hinges.
Whoop.
Okay.
Quite
I'm gonna
Nope.
go in
Go ahead.
front of Seraphine. All right.
More doors.
All right.
More doors.
More door. More door.
It is a tight hallway.
yeah.
Yes.
We can tell.
Okay. Upstairs.
I'm opening this
alright.
door.
Okay, so I'm just gonna do that.
Stop.
Yes.
There's a lot going on.
There
No, I
you
didn't get to
go.
move Halcyon yet.
Darn, I was going to say, it's like we have to make sure, that
You're
it's a door, they really move once we get through these doors. Darn it.
Yeah,
welcome.
exactly. I just need to chill out while I read descriptions. So, for those of you in the opener room, you see what appears to be a musty, dirty entrance hall. There are a few extra hallways which lead to different wings of the home. The walls are bare, with bits of smashed furniture and debris and ceiling plaster all over. Some, bits of fur and droppings from rodents that crawl through here. You do see a staircase, which appears to go up, as well as when you look up in the main room, you can see into the second. You can see up to the second floor. It appears to be an open concept entrance hall. There appears to be a balcony on the second floor, effectively. And then for Lorn, you die. Lorn, you open the door and see what appears to be a dirty kitchen. Some cooking equipment. And a staircase that leads up, as well as an additional door that you see on the right wall. Yeah. First glance, that's what you see.
Alright.
I
Are we
will
allowed to
unpause.
move again?
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
So this is the stairs?
Yeah. The reason it's blocked like that is because it goes
you're-
up. So
You're fine. I just want to double check.
there does appear to be an additional door.
Which I will open now.
Okay, yeah, you open that door into a room that is quite damp, and there appears to be more decay than most of the other hallway in the room. There does appear to be patches of fuzz on the ground, like flora of some kind in the walls and the ceiling, as well as a copper cask that is split and discolored and empty, standing under one of the windows. There are stairs that lead down, and as you walk into this room, go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw.
Say less. That is 16.
16. You succeed, and you take 11 poison damage halved to 5 as you breathe in the moldy fumes of this room.
Oh, lovely.
Interesting.
That's some strong mold.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, it's the stuff in the ceilings.
Asbestos.
All right, I was like, that sounds too much like a vegetable name, so it didn't sound right to me.
What, asbestos?
Yeah, it just sounds like a green.
Green.
Just
I mean,
green.
it's... I was like,
Asparagus?
Yes. But as
Does
you can
this-
tell,
Asbestos, asparagus, what's the difference?
From a distance, does
Albedo. What?
this look like it's been cultivated or just something that's naturally happened?
Make a nature or survival check.
Okay. Since it's plants. Okay. Uh, that is a 24 with nature.
24, yeah. It appears relatively natural, though you suppose it's not out of the question that somebody could have. It's hard to cultivate mold beyond just making a room damp. This room is very damp, but also there is a myriad of reasons why this room could be damp,
Right.
just naturally. It is a seaside home, and this is the kitchen area. So, but yeah, I mean, could be, but it doesn't appear unnatural by any means.
Oh, would you say the room itself, like, did it look like it possessed any other purpose?
There, like I said, there's the copper cask there, and looking at that, it's hard to say from a distance, but being in the kitchen, I mean, probably there was water in it at one point. Also, Lorn, if you're going to stay there, you're going to make another con save.
Yeah, no, I was just waiting for things to be done talking. I was like, yeah, I am going to, in fact, leave that room.
that reaction didn't sound good. I'm guessing that's a way not to go.
It's, the air's a bit stale.
I will say it was the fact that you breathed in the air
Yeah.
that made you kind of cough up the poisonous gas.
I'll close it up for now.
That's nice. That's good, yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, well, try to hold your breath. This place is in a.
Oh, this just leads to the patio.
That's not a patio.
Oh, it's not? Oh,
That's a room.
never mind.
You can tell by the fact that you can't see outside.
Very true.
So, okay. Kurze, you walk into what appears to be a dining room. A long table standing in the center of the room. It is long broken, as well as a couple chairs and a fireplace. There do appear to be the chairs appear to be. There appears to be at least one chair in relatively usable condition. And part of the table has been kind of broken down the middle and is standing up straight. And there is an assortment of dishware on the table. Vols, you walk into a room with 2 armchairs and a fireplace, as well as a table on the north wall. The chairs appear to be relatively intact, though not necessarily. They look dirty, but in sittable. I would say. Just from initial glances, these are both what you see.
Is there anything on the table in my room?
If you walk up to the table, it doesn't appear to have any drawers of any kind, and just looking on top of it, there is kind of like a I guess sort of like a little tray with some parchment, blank parchment, as well as a pot of ink and a quill.
Very nice. Comfy area.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over and look. You said this table was cut in half, like
Not
broken in
cut,
half?
but yes, broken, yes.
Is there anything in the room that like would point towards what could have broken this?
You can make an investigation check.
Yeah, and afterwards I'll also check to see if there's anything unnatural in the fireplace.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll also start ritual casting, detect magic.
I assume you
Ready.
both already have this up, yeah. Detect
Okay.
magic.
Nothing's going off at
That
the
will
moment.
be a 20, not natural.
Actually, it's a good point.
Wait, my bad. 19. I don't know how to math.
Lorn, you would have sensed illusion magic coming from the room where you had the poison gas.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And actually, Seraphine, you also can sense illusion magic coming from the room to your left.
Interesting.
Kurze, what is it you got?
19.
19. Remember who you're looking for? What broke it?
Yeah, what broke it and what's in and if there's anything strange in the fireplace.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to say what it's the wood appears relatively rotten. It appears as if it's not an even like straight break necessarily. It could have been that something fell on it, but like I said, it appears a little bit odd. It's like like this half of the table is broken on the ground, and this half of the table the two legs are intact, and then it's like somebody took a piece of wood and stood it up here, like right on, in the middle to stand up basically half of the table, so that it's usable. So it could have been just that way when somebody arrived and they stood it up, or maybe somebody, I mean, it looks like something hit the part of the table that is on the ground. Maybe somebody kicked it down. Maybe something fell on it, like the ceiling was falling at some point. And broke
If I
it.
look up at the ceiling, do I see if there's any holes?
There aren't massive chunks missing, but it looks like plaster could have fallen off, and it's hard to say what condition it would have been in before. It doesn't look like there was like a chunk of the floor that would have fallen down on it, though.
No. Okay.
In the fireplace, there is charcoal in the fireplace.
Okay. I'm guessing if I like hover my hand over it, it doesn't look like it has been used in a long while.
It's not
No
warm,
remnants of warmth.
but it doesn't look like it's been there for 20 years. And it's hard to say how long charcoal's been there, but
it's not completely gray.
No, it's probably something. I mean, it looks, within a year.
Okay.
And I don't know. I'm not an expert on the developmental stages of charcoal, but
Okay.
it's not like
All
somebody made a fire here last night, but
No.
it's relatively recent.
Okay. All right. Could be just squatters or other adventurers just going to find shelter.
Could have been us.
Could have been us.
At
Okay.
least us staying here tonight. Just passing through. Alright, I'm to go get my hat back.
Are these more stairs?
They are stairs that go up, yes.
Alright.
So Vols and Kurze.
Here we go.
You walk into a room that appears to have a few tiny little mushrooms growing around the fireplace. But otherwise, the room is relatively bare. It does appear as if the ceiling above is crumbling, and kind of maybe water damage or something. Like there's bubbling down almost from the ceiling, sort of on the left side of the room. But there does appear to be a fireplace. Like I said, that has some mushrooms growing inside of it.
What do you think? You think those could be alchemical stuff?
I doubt it, but it's worth checking. I'll look at the mushrooms.
Sure. You look into the fireplace and reach down and kind of investigate the mushrooms. Make a nature check.
That is 26.
26. Yeah, these could be, probably the collective mushrooms, maybe about 15 gold pieces worth of alchemical materials.
Oh. Huh.
Oh, you guys found some alchemical materials in here?
I kind
Seems
of
like these
put
mushrooms.
them in my pack and be like, yeah, but not too much.
Alright, well, I'm gonna keep checking around the house then. I've gotta find some myself.
Did this seem like someone was purposely growing it in a fireplace, or do some
No, they look
alchemical
like just
chemistry
over time.
knowledge?
That is
Okay, gotcha.
great.
All right. Oh well.
A moldy area.
Allons-y.
Yeah, I mean, you can see in this room that there does appear to be quite a large amount of the ceiling plaster that has fallen into this room. In this room on the right side, and the floor appears to be on the ceiling appears to be disintegrating, basically.
Oh no.
But other than that, this room is relatively empty, other than being dirty and decrepit.
Based on just how these rooms are set up, does this look like they could have been originally intended as like living areas or more like
Yep.
bed? Okay. All right. That makes sense. Is there any part of the is the floor made out of
Lava?
wood, stone? Is there some sort of carpet?
The wood is the wood. The floors are wood. There appears to be carpet, though it is eaten away in many places by
All right.
time and rodents and erosion and all that. But yes, there appears to be what would be carpet in many spots.
Yeah. Is there any notable like uh scrapes or marks in the flooring that might show where, heavier bits of furniture used to be?
Make an investigation check.
Wants to learn the house's past, the stories that it holds.
Okay, that is 17.
17. It's hard to say. There's a lot of like wear and tear on especially in these rooms, with the ceiling kind of falling through. You gather there probably was larger furniture here, but where and what you can't really say.
Okay.
Okay.
There's probably some sort of furniture that was set up in the fireplace room for more, I would say, more in the fireplace room than the other. But
Oh boy. Hey, if you're gonna open up some doors, hold your breath.
I opened the door.
Yeah, I opened this door.
well, yeah. I mean,
This is
that's the front
outside.
door. Yep, that goes
That is
outside.
outside. I see W.
Seraphine, you open the door into ba-da-ba-dum.
Oh gosh, that's terrifying. Guys, I don't like this. I just tried to move up and my
Yeah, I
hat.
moved up and I got a notification. I'm like, wait, and then I saw it and I was like, ah.
Oh no. I saw Ethan Bree's character over and we all just like lined up and I was like, no, no.
And there's an ancient red dragon appears and shoots a line of fire right at you.
That's
Man,
like
that would really suck if you were in that line.
that's like my conditioning.
The room at first glance appears relatively empty, and even almost more clean than the other rooms. I mean, just at a cursory glance, it does appear to be kind of pile of junk in the bottom left corner, but you know, not that it's not dusty or anything, but there's not nearly as much just kind of miscellaneous scattered rubble and cobwebs around this room. But other than that, it's kind of empty, other than the table in the far side of the room. And of course, the illusion magic that you sense coming from the top right corner. And as you step there, actually, Seraphine, you do hear, and all of you actually hear,
An alarm.
"Come no closer, fools, or your death will await you."
Oh.
It's over here.
Where's the voice coming from?
Next to Seraphine, and Seraphine, you do feel next to you is where the illusion magic appears to be coming from.
I kind of look over. Does it look like Seraphine stepping on like a pressure plate?
You can make an investigation check.
Oh darn, I was gonna say Vols. That would have been good if you're there for that kind of thing.
11.
Me.
Checking for traps.
You don't notice any pressure plate, but you do notice kind of in the, I guess, the dust and the dirt of this room, more footprints than just your guys's that lead up to the space next to Seraphine's and kind of disappear at that point.
Oh. Careful.
Oh.
There might be...
Seraphine,
What?
Kurze, Halcyon,
Ah.
Vols. Make me, actually,
Ah.
everyone except for V, make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, wisdom
Oh,
save?
wisdom?
Easy.
Oh, okay. Either.
That is
Oh
nothing.
man.
Ah.
One time I'm caught
Is this frightened?
Yes.
up. So she got my dice out.
Mhm.
Is it a magical effect?
Yes.
Oh, I mean, it's okay.
Figured.
Bro, why do I always roll so bad on saving throws?
If only I was closer. Wait, hold on. Is this the?
Uh,
No, that's resistance.
Oh, shit.
Different character.
Oh, what a beast.
that. Wow. That was.
That,
All right then.
Ethan?
Hold on, I'm finding a good gif.
It's very
Very
important.
important.
Yeah.
That's the new way to speak.
First of all, I searched 22, and I get a gif of Sylvester the Looney Tunes cat in a pile of money
22?
that says 715.
Wait a
So I
minute.
don't understand why that's popping up. I added 22 though, yeah.
Yeah, that is that's weird.
Cool. Well, Vols and Seraphine, you feel a sense of dread wash over you, and you have a disadvantage on all ability checks for the
Great.
next 8 hours.
Oh, great.
Oh.
Guys, I think there's a dead body.
Huh? Interesting.
And I will say at this point, Kurze, as you kind of feel this sense also wash over you, and with your investigation and all this, you do notice kind of bits of the carpet and the ground are scuffed up on the space next to Seraphine, and there does appear to be I guess a sort of crevice is not the right word, but a separation of the floor next to Seraphine.
So like right
Yeah.
here, there's like and when you hold on, so there's illusion magic on that space as well.
Mhm.
And she also heard the voice from this direction?
Yeah, you all did.
Okay.
Except for V.
Classic. Waves from afar.
I'm gonna poke with my quarterstaff, just like in the gap and kind of...
It's not quite a gap that's pokeable. It's like there's it's as much space as there might be between a door and a wall.
Oh. Hey,
Actually,
V, can
Seraphine
you
just
get in
punched the
here?
ground. I can.
V,
You're
you didn't hear
absolutely
anything.
right.
There's no reason why you
Yeah.
would be
Careful.
suspicious.
I
Good
mean,
man.
except for Vols saying there's a dead body, and then I hear, "Hey V, can you get in here?"
I didn't
There's
actually
that.
say that. I was making a joke.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
also wasn't in the hallway when the voice happened. I just walked over there.
Well,
afterwards.
sucks to suck.
man.
Yeah, but it's
Alright,
fine. I made the save anyway.
What's going
Can I
on?
make an insight check to see if, like, does it sound like the voice came from someone, or like if it was like a pre-recorded message?
Make an insight check.
Okay.
Mhm.
Hey, I'm rolling pretty good. 21.
Let's see. I mean, hard to say. I mean, it's not like you regularly hear recorded messages.
True.
And say sorry, I haven't been doing that. So there were some changes made.
But
Well,
you
I've
get
heard
the
of
sense
monsters
that
that imitate
you get the sense
voices.
that it is there's something off about it.
Yeah.
There's something not natural about it. And I'm sure that's super helpful.
Yeah. I wonder if there's like
Feels magical.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of those scary stories where like the monster will imitate their friend's voice to kind of get them to get closer. Except I guess it's the opposite. So I don't know. Maybe if like someone got a parrot to, or a kenku to
Parrots exist too.
yeah. I guess it would make more sense for a kenku, because the kenkus have more of a bad reputation for trying to trick people. Not that I agree with them, but
V's gonna just like kind of kneel down a little bit and be like, "Is that why you wanted me in here?"
no, I saw something that might look like it's a contraption and thought you could take a look at it.
Contraption.
Or at least something, I don't know, something that might be a hidden door or something.
All right. Just looking, kind of like looking at the door ahead of Seraphine, just be like, points.
No, this thing, I kind of poke down at it.
Oh,
You see what he's pointing at.
Yeah, I was gonna say, all right, I can give it a look at there, and V is going to kind of put Hat down next to it and cast light, and kind of have Hat kind of like walk over it. So kind of like looking down under it. Is there like an open space or contraption?
I'll repeat the separation is very subtle. It's like I said, I mean, as much space as there would be between a door and a wall, it's like a little crack.
All right.
I will
In
also
that
point out
case-
that the amount of pores in this home make it so that the sunlight pours through basically most spaces, and it is well lit in here, just because of the nature of it.
Fair. All right, Hat. No lights for you. All right.
I mean,
in
you
that
can still
case-
see, like, if you turn a flashlight on in a well.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking of. It's
Yeah.
like, all right, so V's gonna get a flashlight. I'm like, okay, well, I can't just do that.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'll do what I do with the hat and being a stage light. do that. But
But like
all
if
right.
if you put a flashlight up next to a door, you're just pointing a flashlight at a
Yeah.
door.
Yeah. Which you know what? There's other ways to go about this. If he's gonna step back a little bit, you could just have Seraphine just kind of try to rip up the floorboards, see if there's something
Say
under
less.
there. Yeah, V is going
try-
to back up and kind of just brace.
You're making athletics check with disadvantage.
I mean, yeah, because I'm not raging, so.
No?
Okay. $15.
15, easy enough. The floor is kind of sitting unevenly, and you go to rip it up, and it just kind of flies open, and it is a trapdoor.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe you got too close to it, and it just wanted you to go away from it.
There appears to be a ladder leading down.
Oh.
Hmm. Well, do we want to finish exploring this place, or this floor first, and then head down, or do we want to do it now?
Probably exploring up first, so we don't go down. And what if there's something up can block this?
Well, that's true. Yeah, that would actually be kind of spooky.
Didn't your animal friend say something was dangerous up?
Yeah, they said that a lot of the dangers were up. So, we already encountered something that could be poisonous, the mold.
I don't want to go back and get like a sample of that, see if I can use it for something.
I mean, at your own peril.
He's
There's
gonna
also
nod, and
more
with that,
illusion.
he's
So
gonna
there's also more illusion magic in that room.
Mm-hmm.
True. Is
I
there
guess
a
it's
way we could
fair to
clear out
say.
the mold without getting to? I guess we could cover up just hold your breath and cover up your face.
I've got some rags and stuff to help with that. But yeah, if you guys want to explore that room ahead, or maybe some of these other ones nearby that appear to be closed, I'll just be up at the top.
Yeah.
Just don't get into trouble while I'm halfway across the room.
Mm-hmm. Outside, onto the patio.
Anything
Vols.
in here?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You break your legs.
You walk into what appears to be what is or once was a writing room or study. Against the wall under the window sits a large wooden desk. There are a few drawers on the desk, and a fireplace towards the back, as well as a chair in the room. One of the drawers appears to have been broken open forcefully, whether recently or over the years, who knows. But
Is there anything left in the drawers, or they're just completely empty?
yeah, you open up. You go to open up the drawers. One of them is locked, and you open up one of the other drawers, and there does appear to be two potions of healing in one of the drawers.
Oh.
Ooh.
But the center drawer is locked.
I didn't bother to buy thieves' tools.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I can come back to this and get V involved. And yeah, I'll leave that drawer.
Alright, gamers, you ready? Because it's V time.
You
Unless
going
it
into
says...
mold room?
Yep, V's gonna take out like a rag, kind of put it up to her face and her mouth, kind of put her goggles on as well. We're going into the gas chambers.
Oh.
What a place to
Alright.
be.
V's gonna open
Never
the
mind.
door, and then V's gonna just kind of like look around, and specifically for like that mold, and just kind of determining if it can be used as some alchemy supplies, kind of getting one of our empty vials ready with her other hand.
Sure. You go ahead and walk into the room.
Yep. Holding our
And
breath. Let's gather some of this stuff.
you go ahead and do make me a con save. You have advantage, though.
Thank you so much for that advantage. I appreciate that. Unless we... Okay! That is a... Oh, it's actually not as high. That is a 16.
16. That's not too bad. You take 10 poison damage halved to 5. And then go ahead and make me a alchemist, intelligence, alchemist supplies, or a nature check.
Oh, absolutely can do. It is...
I don't know why it's the. I was looking for civilian and I get this.
That is a 22.
22. Yeah, easy enough. You are able to. Oh my god. What the fuck? You're able to easily discern that this mold would be relatively safe in small proportions, especially vialed, and would provide crude aspect of corruption.
Oh.
And there's plenty. I mean, you could probably get 20 crude aspects of corruption from this room.
Alright. Well, V is going to vial that up, get some, and then go out, close the door, step back and take a deep breath. Alright, that wasn't fun. And time to go check on the others.
Kurze.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, that's terrifying.
You walk into what appears to be a library with bookshelves all around the walls and a fireplace in the top. Most of the shelves are quite broken, and in many places they are starting to fall off the wall. But a few shelves are intact. A pile of books does rest in the bottom left corner. Many of them appear to be rotting away or covered in dust and cobwebs or eaten away by rodents. But some books appear like they could be searchable.
Okay. I'll check the books that are in decent enough condition.
Sure, go ahead and make an investigation check or a history check.
Investigation. 17.
17. Yeah, easy enough. Most of them are pretty fucking rough. It's been a long time, and there's been a lot of. It's not exactly a good storage condition. But sifting through here for a few minutes, looking at some of the shelves and on the floor, we're able to find a few books that are of interest and of some legibility. One of them is the magical properties of gemstones. One of them is the magical properties of herbs and flowers. And one of them is the magic of physics of mathematics. So these are books which each have a value of 25 gold, or we'll call it 25 gold pieces. Normal books, but all would serve as research materials for recipes for magic items of various kinds. I mean, I'll put together a list of exactly what kinds of things they would apply for, but also based on their titles and the kind of examples I give for them, kind of up to, you know, if you're trying to make something, you think, well, magical properties of gemstones, I feel like it could fit with this. You can always make an argument for it. But
all right, cool. Pocket that.
They may also be useful, for example, if you wanted to, like, magical properties of herbs and flowers could be used for somebody in order to serve as training materials to get proficiency in herbalism or nature kit, an herbalism kit or nature. Something like that too.
The fireplace next. You know the drill.
It's like as you're going by, it's like, you gonna go up the fireplace?
You search around the fireplace, and you said you're 17 on your investigation?
Yep.
Yeah, and you kind of put your hand, you find a stool and you prop yourself up. And you do actually find a loose stone on the top of the fireplace. You pull it out, and there does appear to be a note in there, and a necklace.
Oh.
The necklace is a necklace of, oh wow, this is perfect, look at that. That has this pendant.
Notes.
And the note says, if one of my companions comes by, proof of your allegiance.
Well. Looks like that cleric was right. Guess spooky places ain't just a stereotype. Okay.
I like how he said that cleric. He probably knows Neil, though.
Fucking sexist.
I know Lena. Well, now this opens up a possibility in my head. We show up and use this necklace to act like we're Shah worshipper. But, you know, I don't know if I'd be able to exactly bluff my way through that.
I will say the handwriting is not a handwriting that you recognize.
Oh, okay. How... Obviously the letter's in pretty good condition.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any sort of, like, could I determine how long ago maybe the ink dried on this, or
Cool.
I
You can
know,
make a calligrapher supplies check or a intelligence or investigation check.
Hey, does anyone have a calligrapher's
Or
supplies?
forgery kit if you have that.
Or
that would
forgery
work.
kit. That is
Only Pam goes flying over. I still so have. Oh wait, oops, yikes! Ah man, sorry, nothing here.
silence.
Not
is
in this me.
Not on this day.
Man, you really need to just lay out all your supplies for everyone.
Wait,
to
do we need the
carry after
supplies or
swim.
the proficiency?
Supplies.
Oh, I have the
The
supplies.
proficiency.
Oh.
Ah.
Okay. Alright, never mind then.
And the supplies, but yes.
Yeah, that
I
makes sense.
thought I could make it easier.
Yeah, not in this me. We
Okay.
can take it with us.
Yeah, that's true. We'll figure it out later.
You hold on to mysterious note. Well, it's not so much mysterious, we know, but
Yeah. I'll take the necklace.
Mhm.
If we run into some, this is starting to look more like there's just some dude here.
I mean, they're very
If we
well
get into a
custodied,
fight,
so-
should we try bluffing first?
That's usually how we do things. We don't just normally go in attacks unless we go in attacking.
Okay, I don't have anything. My staff isn't like obviously like has a like crescent moon on it, does it?
Do you remember what the image is?
Yeah,
I
I
was
know.
I was also going to say, remember the reaction that you got from him just seeing you with the staff? He didn't even see you. He saw the staff and he was just like, ah. So,
I know.
that's,
I was just. I thought it was. Maybe it's just a cute symbol, you know.
I think that's a cute symbol.
a
No,
cute
I
symbol.
know. I know.
Actually, it's pretty obtuse, but
I was just coping.
yeah.
A
Isn't it
giant
also, like,
blue
glowing, too?
glowing crescent moon.
Yeah,
It's not. It's not glowing.
It kind of is. I mean,
It
it's not
is?
like glowing, but it's like kind
didn't
of
you give it
luminescent.
to give it to?
Well, no, that
didn't you
was
give
that
it
was
to that like
specifically
one
when
priest?
the cleric was.
No, that's fully what it is. Yeah. It's not like it doesn't emit light, but it's like
Has like
It's
a little
like-
glow to it.
yeah, well, it's like when you look at a glow in the dark like piece of plastic.
Like a glow stick?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's like definitely a fucking moon.
All right. So.
Yeah.
I can hold on to it.
Yeah.
I will now. What do I do? Just if we run into the guy, I just flip my staff upside down and then put it
Yeah,
on
act
my
like it's a
back.
cane.
It-
Use the moon part as the cane.
You flip the moon on the fucking thing and start using it as a cane.
Hold the moon as like a handle.
Oh my
Exactly.
god.
Exactly.
Matt Kurze flips the staff upside down, uses that as a cane, and immediately gets smoten.
Oh my gosh.
Smoten.
Smoten.
Not smitten, smoten.
Smoten, yes.
Smoten.
Yes.
I mean, maybe you could
Yeah,
like
is
that
fit
like-
your arm in
is
there
that
and use it as a crutch.
Mitten and smote at the same time.
Okay. Yeah.
You could wrap a cloth around it.
That is true. That is something I can do. Hey, you know, it's
Rudy
a
does.
it's a secret.
Mhm.
You know, that falls into the domain there.
True.
I'll wrap some cloth around it.
Mhm. There you go.
This doesn't
Very important.
hamper its ability to
No.
act as. Okay, good.
Oh no,
That's a-
cloth, my power!
Yeah, I'm like, that's a fucking powerful ass cloth. If it can't, it dampens your goddamn magic powers from this
Yeah, it
fucking
dampens
staff.
the magic item.
Yeah, I'm just
Be like,
saying.
wow, that's
Okay?
crazy. Can you pass that over to me?
I'm just wondering if I get like a fucking -1 penalty to my like damage or some shit.
No,
I don't
it's
know.
fine.
Okay.
Again, that'd be some powerful cloth.
I'm amazed.
Regardless.
All right,
Um,
that's
I do
we know
that.
what we're dealing with a bit more now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, V, since I found you, I found a locked drawer in one of the other rooms.
Did you lose
Didn't-
me?
Well, not necessarily, but since I'm
Okay.
next to you again, was wondering if you could help me open it.
Oh, opening more things. It's gonna be a theme with the two of us, isn't it? All right. You know what? I'm not even gonna move me. We are going to the dresser that is locked. It's time for V to work her magic. Wait, you've actually like tried opening it, right? You're not just like, oh, I think that it's locked. You've tried and it's locked.
Yes.
Okay. All right. V's gonna pull out her tools and I've memorized. Yeah, that's a 19 plus.
Oh yeah, easily open the door. Or open the drawer.
All right. V's gonna like goes to open it, but then kind of like thinks for a second and looks at Vols, and then steps back a little bit and says, "All right, you open it."
Open the drawer.
In the drawer is a few papers. The first couple of papers, you look at them, and they're pretty old and moldy and kind of almost disintegrating in your hand. But they appear to be a few receipts. Jesus Christ! Trying to say that word out loud while reading it was a challenge. Of purchases of chemicals and herbs and equipment and metals and that kind of things.
Oh, fine.
And then as you
Seems like a shopping list.
yeah, and as you get down further, the paper starts to appear more up to date and less worn, and you get to a couple pages that that kind of look like they're written in the same handwriting as the note that Kurze found. And the pages say, when you find what you're looking, when you find what I'm looking for, meet me at this location, and it gives the equivalence of coordinates at dusk. Bring the symbol and announce yourselves. It may not be me that you meet, but your presence with our agreed contraband will be sufficient to show who you are.
Look over to you, V. What do you think this means?
This means that clearly there's some goods that someone needs, and they're gonna have a meeting spot, and yeah, it kind of means what it says on the paper.
Yeah, but I mean,
And the-
for us, do we try and meet this person? Or
Well, absolutely
entourage?
we do. Absolutely we do. I mean, we know how they're going to be signaling each other, so I think the best thing would be to bring this to the group as well, and this can be something we can orchestrate.
Vols will find the rest of them Hey, we might have found a clue, guys. And I'll show them the shopping list with the note.
Shows them the shopping list.
Okay. A clue, huh? I'll take out my my smoking pipe and
Oh
then
my gosh.
clearly with nothing in it right now, just like very interesting. Though. Oh, I have the memory of a goldfish. You said this. They said meet at dusk.
Mm-hmm.
Did it where did it say? Does there a location mentioned?
Yeah,
or
so
just-
if you go to the Enmore Peninsula map,
Actually, gonna yeah. 3.
the location, yeah, get rid of that. The location that is marked down would be like around here.
Oh, Big Hill.
That's just north of the guild hall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hill's saying on it.
I wonder. Nah, never mind. That couldn't have been it. I was gonna say like, oh, maybe it was the guy who like passed through the winery, but I think that might be assuming too much.
It's certainly not out of the question, I think. Based on the clues that we've gathered so far, I mean, and we know he was heading south, so it could very well be possible that he stopped here at some point.
Around that area.
But
Actually, I'll go ahead and mark it.
based on this clue as well as the note you found, do you think this has something to do with the cultists we're after?
I'd assume that this is kind of the proof of their sort of allegiance with this dude. He must be some sort of supplier.
Well, the sailors did mention that the one that used to live here or had a wealthy supply of goods and such, so wouldn't be too much of a stretch.
Who knows? Maybe they need some sort of poison potion or something for their own needs, either for just general stuff or ritualistic things.
Well, thinking about it, that one guy we battled in the dungeon was also into making potions and stuff as well. If you remember the recipe of the tree blights that we have.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe just this sort of practice is common for the cult.
True. So maybe if we run into this guy here, what's our cover? We met up at the location in or maybe we were hoping to meet up at the location, but there was a goblin raid or something.
Or we could say a group of adventurers came by as if they were looking for us, and we had to get out of the area, kind of like what we did to the guy that was in the dungeon.
Erich?
Yes. Also,
Are
I
we
do know his name is
sure we
Erich.
should be discussing this in the house?
We have discussed many things, and that's why we're keeping our voices down.
Mm-hmm.
Are we also sure that we should, if we meet this person, we should meet them as a group, and if we see them coming, not just have one person talk to them? Because if they seem to be seems like to me that they're expecting a singular person.
That's true.
Yeah, that is sort of the way it seems described in the notes, at least. Question, DM, I know you said the notes, like, the papers got, like, progressively, like, newer, but do they
It
actually
wasn't
have,
progressive.
like...
It was stark. It was like old rotted notes, and then suddenly it was this
Oh, okay.
new paper. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the papers weren't, like, dated or anything?
No, there's no dates. No.
Okay.
Actually, I mean, sure. The receipts are from 20 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that...
More than
20
years ago.
years ago. Curious.
But
Yeah,
the newest note, right?
Yeah,
That...
no.
Okay.
It's just and there's no signature. It's the same handwriting as the other one, but yeah, just the words.
Okay. So dusk could mean, in the past, today, 5 years from now, whatever. But at least we know there is another place where these cultists have, or maybe still do, frequent.
They meet. So I guess with that, using it as supposed cover probably wouldn't work out quite too well. Well, with that, you guys want to go up the stairs?
So do we want to check upstairs or down the trap door?
Up or down?
I'm personally in favor for going up the stairs. Personally.
I think
Just,
I am as well.
Okay. I'm gonna stop the session there.
All right.
Oh man.
And I will add, upon consideration, to the note at the end. It says, meet us at dusk with our agreed upon contraband. Your presence with it will, be enough, and it will say at the end, basically like P.S. Make sure she's alive and well.
Oh.
It's like, don't forget, it's very important that she's alive and well.
It's like the credits of where we agree to go up the stairs. Vols is like holding the paper, and he like shifts his hand to like kind of like put them together more neater, and it's like his hand reveals that. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Hey, do we level up?
You do not. You do not.
Oh, you know what? I really felt it with this session. Ah, man.